Hey everyone. Today, we're going to dive into this really powerful story. It's a parable about a tiny bird, but believe me, it holds a huge lesson for all of us about loss, about getting stuck in our comfort zones, and, the amazing things that can happen when our world gets turned upside down.
And this quote really sets the stage perfectly, right? Sometimes loss is not the end. It's life pushing you to fly higher. That's such a powerful way to look at things. It's all about reframing loss, not as this terrible final thing, but as a nudge, a push from life telling you, hey, there's something better out there. So let's see exactly how this whole idea plays out for our little sparrow.
All right, so picture this. Our story starts in this really quiet old temple way up in the mountains. And in the middle of this silent courtyard, there's this huge bronze bell. It's been sitting there for years, totally untouched, just gathering dust. To pretty much everyone, it's just a forgotten piece of metal. But for one tiny little creature, it's about to become the entire world.
Yep, you guessed it. In this forgotten, hollow space, a small sparrow sees a golden opportunity. To her, this bell isn't some old relic, it's a fortress. So she gets to work, tirelessly, twig by twig, meticulously building what she believes is the absolute perfect, safest home imaginable. A place she's convinced is permanent, impenetrable.
And this right here, this is the core of her whole worldview. In her little bird mind, she has found total, absolute security. Life is good, her days are peaceful, she's singing in the morning, taking naps in the afternoon, just completely and totally convinced that her world is perfect, stable, and will never, ever change.
And here's where we see that classic trade-off, right? The trade-off of the comfort zone. On the surface, it's everything we think we want. It's safe, it's cool, it's sheltered, it's peaceful. But if you look a little closer, the very thing that protects her is also the thing that's trapping her. Her entire sense of safety is built on this one super fragile idea, that the bell will never ring. So yeah, it's safe, but it's also stagnant. It's security at the cost of any real growth.
So just as our sparrow is getting super comfy in a routine, life decides to do what life always does. It changes things up, usually when we least expect it. That long, peaceful silence, it's about to be shattered.
All of a sudden, there's movement. You hear footsteps. It's the monks from the temple. And they've decided that after all these years of silence, it is time for the great bell to ring once more, to call everyone to prayer. And our little sparrow, just chilling in her nest, has absolutely no clue that her entire universe is seconds away from being completely turned upside down. And then it happens. One of the monks swings a huge mallet and strikes the bell. Boom! Just like that. With that one single earth-shaking sound, the sparrow's whole reality just shatters. It's a sound she's never heard, a vibration she's never felt, and it changes absolutely everything in a split second.
What happens next is just pure chaos. This incredible thunderous noise fills the air. The whole bell is shaking violently, and her beautiful, carefully built nest, it just disintegrates instantly. Her life's work, all those twigs and feathers, just scattered everywhere in one violent moment. Her home is just gone. The sparrow scrambles out of there in absolute terror. Her world is just destroyed. And you can almost hear her crying out, right? Why? Why did this happen to me? What did I do wrong? It's that feeling of total injustice and confusion. From her perspective, she did everything right. She built this perfect, safe place, and in a flash, it was ripped away from her.
So, with a heavy heart and absolutely nowhere to go, she just flies away from the temple. And this is the start of a brand new, totally uncertain journey. A journey that was born from complete and total loss.
And her journey really follows this classic path through adversity, First, there's just that raw terror and loss. That leads to just aimless wandering. She's flying around with no purpose, probably on the verge of just giving up completely. But then, something shifts. A little flicker of hope, maybe some inner strength she didn't know she had, pushes her to make one last effort. And it's that final push that leads to something amazing.
She starts following the faint sound of running water, and she stumbles upon a place she could have never, ever dreamed of from inside that dark bell. It's this beautiful, secret glade just flooded with sunlight. The air is sweet, there are trees loaded with berries, a sparkling stream. It is a literal paradise.
And just think about the contrast for a second. Her old home, it was dark,
hollow, silent, and totally confining. This new place is the exact opposite. It's full of light, fresh air, sweetness. It's expansive. We're not just talking about a slightly better place to build a nest. This is a fundamentally different, better way of life.
And this is where she has her big aha moment. It's this amazing paradox. As she starts building her new nest in this incredible place, she finally gets it. The catastrophe, the thing that she thought was the worst thing that could ever happen, it wasn't an ending. It was her liberation. The bell didn't just destroy her home, it destroyed her prison. It literally forced her out into a world of real abundance.
So that's a great story, but what does a little sparrow's journey actually mean for us? Okay, let's break this down. Let's decode this parable and see what lesson it has for our own lives.
Okay, so the bell, that's your comfort zone. It's a powerful metaphor, right? It could be that stable job that you don't really love, or a relationship that's just comfortable but not really fulfilling. It's any situation in your life that feels safe but is secretly holding you back from what you could really be.
This chart really spells it out for us. So the nest, that's your current situation, your job, your home, your relationship. The bell itself, that's the comfort zone built around it. And the ringing of the bell, well, that's the big, scary thing we all dread, isn't it? A job loss, a breakup, some sudden life-shaking event. But the new glade? The glade. That's the incredible opportunity you can't even see when you're stuck inside the bell. It's what's waiting on the other side of that painful noise.
And this right here is the core lesson. Our natural instinct is to be devastated when the nest is destroyed. We mourn what's familiar. But what this story teaches us is that sometimes that nest has to be destroyed for us to even realize there's a huge, beautiful forest waiting for us. So what feels like a tragic ending, so often it's just a new beginning in disguise, and a necessary one at that.
Okay, so how do we actually use this in our own lives? How do we find our own version of that secret glade when it feels like everything is falling apart around us?
This is such a critical point. I really want you to let this sink in. The bell that blew away her nest was the same exact thing that set her free. The thing that caused all the pain was also the source of her liberation. It's an incredible reminder that our biggest challenges often hold the key to our greatest breakthroughs. The obstacle isn't just something blocking your path. The obstacle is the path forward.
So what are the big takeaways here? Well, first, when your world starts to shake, try not to freak out. Try to see it as a signal, not just a catastrophe. Second, keep that spirit strong and just keep moving. You don't need a perfect map, just trust that you can find your way. And finally, remember this: the end of one chapter is never the end of the whole story. It just means you're being pushed toward your next, and often your best chapter yet. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. What bell in your life might be ringing right now? What situation that feels like a painful disruption or an ending, could it actually be the very thing that's trying to set you free? What's your bell, and where is it trying to push you to fly?